Okay, getting this brought up here. Just getting everything, last minute details set up before we actually jump into this trailer here. Getting pretty excited, not gonna lie. So. Ooh. Looks like the stream is coming online, looking good. Okay. Yep, now we got people pouring in. So, trailer was not supposed to drop for another half an hour, but I guess it dropped early on somebody's YouTube channel 2 hours ago. So, my whole plan of, having this build up to, us talking about the trailer and all that kind of stuff, looks like that's going to go to the wayside while we actually are going to just pretty much straight up and just jump right into doing the quick intro, talking about who's going to be in the movie, who's directing it, what their former projects and stuff are. So it's going to make it a little interesting, but yeah, okay. So let's just go ahead and do it then. I haven't slept yet since last night, so if you guys are wondering why I may sound just a little tired, that's why. Haven't slept yet. So, yeah. Ahoy, all of you flick freaks out there. What is going on? My name is Andrew, and today we're going to be doing our very first live trailer reaction. So, the way this is going to go today is pretty much we are going to watch the Dark Tower trailer live. Because, for those of you who don't know, if you weren't there yesterday, whenever I was doing all the teasers that were dropping, the 3 teasers that dropped, I let everybody know the Dark Tower series by Stephen King is my favorite thing in the world. I got my Dark Tower shirt on. In 7 days, I'm going to go and get a Dark Tower tattoo. I love the Dark Tower more than any movie, any book, any television show, any song. It's my favorite thing in the world. And next year, I'm going to be getting a full back tattoo from the Dark Tower as well. So, just so you guys know from where I'm coming from initially, before jumping into this trailer, how I feel about the Dark Tower. Like, it's the favorite thing ever. So, I am very excited, while at the same time I'm very hesitant of the things that I've seen from news reports coming out of this movie. Not so much casting, any of that kind of stuff. But you know what? I say we have waited long enough. We have about 30 people in the chat right now who are getting ready to watch this with me. So I say, without further ado, we watch this trailer, and then afterwards, if you have not read the books, I am going to compare this trailer to the books after I give like an initial review. So if you don't want the books spoiled, after I'm done with my initial review, I'm going to talk about pros, cons, what looks like it's coming from the book and what's not from the book. So you're going to see some stuff in there that's spoilerish. So that's going to come afterwards. So I got some people dropping 19s in the chat over there. I like that. Very good indeed. So, man, I wish I was 19. Why did this trailer not drop on the 19th? Why is the movie not coming out on the 19th? Anyway, all right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, long awaited. It's finally here. I give you the official The Dark Tower trailer number 1. Boom! Woo!
For thousands of generations, the gunslingers were knights. Sworn to protect us from the coming of the dark.
Whoa! Was that the house?
Sees visions, as you call
I
them.
think I got
What do you see?
goosebumps.
I see a tower, the man in black, and the gunslinger.
They're just dreams.
Jake
They're
looks a
not
little
real
too
dreams.
old. Hey, that's an Ennio Morricone from The Good, the Bad, or I think it's for a few dollars more. Woo.
you?
It's you. You're a gunslinger, right?
There are no gunslingers. Not anymore.
Why does the man in black want to destroy the tower?
The tower protects both our worlds. If it falls, hell will be unleashed.
He's like the
Okay.
devil, isn't he?
No, he's worse.
You can't stop what's coming. Death always wins.
Your world might be gone, but mine isn't. You let that tower
The
fall.
world's not gone, it's
billions
just
of
moving
people
on.
die.
The beams, I saw the beams. Did you guys see the beams?
Bullets in your world?
You're gonna like Earth a lot.
All right, let's go.
You clawing your way out of the darkness. Did you
that
tell
looks
the
like it's
kid
taking
whoever
place in
walks with
modern
you
times.
dies by my hand?
Nope.
I will kill him for both of us. I do not aim at my hand.
He who
He
aims
who
with his
aims
hand.
with his hand has forgotten the face of his
father,
father.
yeah.
I aim with my eye. I do not shoot with my hand. I shoot with my mind.
I do not kill with my gun.
I do not kill with my gun.
He who kills with his gun has forgotten the face of his father. I kill with my motherfucking heart.
I kill with my heart.
Okay. Woo! There is a lot to go over. So let's go over it real quick, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, that was the very first trailer for The Dark Tower. There are pros and there are cons in that trailer, I'll tell you what. It looks like a lot of fun. That does not look anything like the books. That doesn't look anything like the books. It looks, to me anyway, like there's a character named Roland. There's a character named Jake, who is way too old in the casting, if you ask me. And it looks like there's a character named Walter Odem, aka the Man in Black. So, the basic premise of the first one is Jake, I believe, is from 1980s. So, his world is taking place in the 80s, not modern times. That's a huge difference right there. Another thing that I'm noticing is that it looks like most of this might be taking place on Earth and instead of Midworld, which I don't know how I feel about that. We all know Earth. We don't want to see Earth. We want to see Midworld. That's the world that we are really focused on in the books. So, yeah. What does the casting look like? Matthew McConaughey looks perfect almost as Walter Odem. Looks great. Idris Elba real quick. And how I feel about the casting of Idris Elba for Roland Deschain. If he can pull it off and he does a good job, I don't care that he's black. Now that may sound like a weird thing for me to say. This is not a race thing here, what I'm about to say. Well, it is a race thing, but not in the way that you might think if you are unfamiliar with the book series. So please allow me to explain. Like I said, I'm okay with the casting as long as he does a good job. You might be hearing a lot of people who say that they're not okay with Roland Deschain being played by Idris Elba because he's black. Here's why they're saying that. Because in the book series, you can obviously right there that Roland, the gunslinger, is not from our world. Well, in the book series, a huge plot point, and this is kind of getting into spoiler territory, so please bear with me. In the book series, the reason why it was kind of important for him to be white was because a huge plot point is he deals with a woman named Odetta Holmes, who was a woman who was a member of the civil rights movement. And she never trusted Roland because he was white and she was black and she came from the civil rights movement. So casting Roland Deschain negates that entire storyline, which is actually a huge and important part throughout the entire series. So if they're not going to do that, that's fine, as long as they do a good job and they come up with a different story. I'm one of those people who, even though this story in the book series is my favorite story of all time, and I love it almost more than most people out there, if they can tell a story that is still fascinating and intriguing, I am all for it. I'm totally down for that. So, what else can we say? Man, we got 60 people in here now. Yes, Sanog, the 80s was around the area. I think he started writing this book series in the 70s. So it might even take place in the 70s instead of the 80s. Please forgive me. It's just one of those things where it's been about a couple years. I've read the books all the way through, all 7 books, about 7 times. Allow me to show you something. Please bear with me. It says that we disconnected. I'm just going to wait for it to reconnect real quick. Please bear with me. All right. Looks like we're back. It looks like we're back. Okay, so, yeah, sorry about that. So, they haven't cast Eddie or Susanna yet. Now, from this point on in this video here, if you don't want any of the books spoiled, then I would not listen further, because from here on out, I'm going to talk about what I saw in the trailer and how it differed from the book series, okay? So, just based solely on this, it looks like it takes place in modern times, and it looks like it's going to take place on Earth. So, I'm curious, in one of the teasers yesterday, we saw a door, just the frame, but the door didn't have one of the names on it. It didn't have the Pusher, it didn't have Lady of Shadows, and it didn't have the Prisoner. So it didn't have any of those. It just had 19 on it. So maybe that's just something, because I know in a lot of movies what they'll do is they'll tweak it for the trailer only, and maybe in the book or in the movie they'll switch it to a name of somebody. Also in this, it didn't look like Idris Elba was. It looked like he was a quiet badass, but that wasn't it. I didn't feel, when I was watching this, I didn't feel the presence of Roland Deschain. He is the last gunslinger. He's the last of his people. He has been walking for thousands of years to try and get to this tower. I didn't see a man who had been pushing himself to the limits. I saw somebody who was in really nice tailored clothes, which I kind of have a problem with, because from what I know of the gunslinger, he's patching together his clothes because they are literally falling off of him. I saw a man with a nice-ass duster, a nice-ass vest. I needed Roland Deschain to be a lot more dirty. That's honestly what I think. No, Amy, you're not the only one who calls the Man in Black Flag, because he is Randall Flagg from the Stand. Anybody in Stephen King's novel series that has the initials RF, that's Randall Flagg. It's the Man in Black. The thing I love about Stephen King is he incorporates all of his books into a semi-quasi almost universe where everything's connected. But yeah, the Man in Black shows up in multiple book series besides the Dark Tower series. And there are also characters that are in the Dark Tower series that are from different Stephen King novels. For instance, in It, you have Maturin the turtle, the Sholpata. Just different versions of Roland's Journey. So here's a theory that a lot of people are saying. Again, this is probably going to be the biggest spoiler for the book. So again, if you don't want it spoiled, don't listen to this. Everybody's saying that this book, or this movie here, is going to be the story that's told after all the books are done. It's going to be what happens after. I don't want to say too much. I'm trying to keep as spoiler-free as I can. So if that's the case, then this must be taking place through a different door in a different universe, because people are saying that if you watch this, he actually has the Horn of Eld with him. Which, if you read the books, you understand why that's so important, that he actually has the horn with him. Is this the last journey? He's not... if this is the first book, or what they're trying to adapt as the first book, then he's not going to be attacked by the crawlers, the... They haven't cut off his toes or his fingers yet. So, yeah. Yeah, so Wise Guy 100 says this film is actually set up after the book. So, yep, that's right. Because he has all of his fingers. He has the Horn of Eld. He has both guns. The coolest thing about the sandalwood revolvers is that the metal from those is the melted down metal from Excalibur, which is so fucking cool if you think about it. What else can I say about this? Because I want to make sure that I guess I can turn this over to, let's go into the chat and see what everybody's saying. If you have anything that you'd like a question answered about this. Like I said, I hate saying that I'm an expert in the Dark Tower series, but I've read the books all the way through 7 times. It's my favorite thing in the world. So if you have any questions about my impressions of what we just saw, feel free to leave them down below. Let's look here. Andrew, where did you get your books? From what I saw, I like the spines. Amazon. The actual graphic novel series that Marvel did. This is, as you can see, this is Marvel's Stephen King's The Dark Towers. This is pretty much a prequel. Here, I'll show you here real quick. It comes in this cool little case, and then you get 2 big-ass books inside right here. So this first book here is everything leading up to Jericho. So it's the final battle, and so you can get a sense of what Roland was like when he was a younger man. This book here, think of this book as the Silmarillion for Lord of the Rings. It has artwork, but it also has like maps and stuff like this. Or I can't. There's a lot of artwork in here, but there's also like maps and stuff like that, so you get a better understanding of what Midworld's like. And some of the characters, like if you want to know more about Cuthbert or Alan, it tells you all about them. I think it even talks about like Susan Delgado and people like that, so you get a better sense of who all they are. The actual hardbacks, you can get those at Barnes & Noble. You can get those on Amazon. I believe I bought all of those on Amazon. I think there was like a bundle, and I just bought the bundle. It was a couple $100. Well worth it. Like I said, favorite thing in the world. Let's see. So we're getting a separate video with just the reaction portion of this stream. Probably I might edit it down to where it's just a reaction, but for now I want to make sure that I'm doing everything, because it's live. I can't separate up a live video. The film is set after the books. Pennywise and Overlook Hotel Easter eggs in the trailer. I didn't see Pennywise. Like I said, I've only watched the trailer once. I guarantee you I'm going to be watching this trailer many, many times, because I guarantee you my hype and my excitement after watching this is blinding me from a lot of stuff that I missed. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to try and catch all the Easter eggs that I can. Again, only seen the trailer once. So, Amy Ganaway, I will talk to your husband for hours about the books. I'll talk to him for days about the book. We'll talk for 19 hours about this book series. Yeah, see, this website, I forget the name of the website. This was supposed to come out. Technically, it's not even supposed to be out yet, this trailer, but it came out. So it was one of those things that really fucked with my whole planning of how I was going to do this. There was going to be 19 minutes of me talking with you guys before the trailer actually released. It got leaked online 2 hours early, so kind of fucked with my plans. In the end, I think it went fairly well, hopefully. SpongeBob Koosh Pants. Great name, by the way. I think Dead at Home's anti-white racist arc can still be done, but against Henry, this way, Odetta, Suzanne are even more different. Okay. Interesting way to look at it. Yeah, so we already watched the trailer, so now this is all post-review and everything. Daryl Dixon, what's up? Around 33-second mark, overlook. And a 143 for Pennywise. So... I'm going to turn off the audio here. And well, I just watched right there, and I don't think that that's Pennywise. I think that's just the house. So... yeah, I'm going over little its and bits here. Let's keep watching just so if there is Pennywise, which I don't think Pennywise was actually in. And Pennywise wasn't in the Dark Tower. There was just a haunted house. I did see the haunted house that is fighting Jake, which that's something that happens way fucking down the line in the series. So what's going to be going on there? I hope they don't do one of those things where they just try and take bits and pieces from this part of each book to try and make their own movie. I don't like that. Hope not. So yeah, Crispy 961. You said that you found the first book, The Gunslinger, to be boring. I don't think it's boring. I think The Gunslinger tries more to set up the world than to try and be its own book, which is fine. There is so much density and heaviness to this series. I understand why a lot of people would say that the first book isn't good. It's because it can't be entertaining when it's setting up this entire quote-unquote universe, multiverse even. So I get it, but at the same time, I have to give it a little bit of edge or leeway because I know what it's trying to do. So the balloons, I didn't see the balloons. So yeah, this is going to be coming out August 4th. Like I said, I'm going to be breaking down the living tits off of this trailer. I might be doing a play-by-play of the trailer so we get a better idea. Actually, you know what? We can actually even do that now. Why don't we do that now? So I'm going to bring this back up here. And let's break down the trailer bit by bit. So this area right here, could that possibly be Tull? I don't remember Tull having this, looks like even a fortified base looming over that. But at the same time, I could imagine that being Tull. Okay, let's keep on going here. Roland Deschain. Man in Black Fleet. Okay, so there we have Matthew McConaughey. This is the Man in Black. What is that right there? I'm imagining that this part right here is going to be part of the haunted house trying to go after Jake. Okay, so let's talk about casting for Jake right here. Kid looks way too old to be playing Jake. Jake Chambers is very young. And here's the thing. If they want this to be a multi-storied book series, this kid's going to get older and older. He looks like he's about 15, maybe 16 right here. By the time they're done filming all these, this kid can be in his 20s. Jake is supposed to be like 10 years old. So I think they cast somebody that's way too old. But let's keep on going. Again, that looks like modern New York. So the young Jake, that doesn't look like it's going to be a thing. That's the Man in Black fleeing across the desert and the gunslingers following. I think the chat actually, let's reconnect that chat. All right, let's get back to this right here. All right, so let's keep breaking down this trailer. Yep, I think he's way too old. This whole thing right here. Wait. Is that the Overlook Hotel? So you're right. Yeah, that's the Overlook Hotel right there. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. That doesn't look anything like the house that I had in my imagination. It just doesn't look anything like the house at all. It's an interesting kind of a portal. That is so fucking not how Jake enters Midworld. Spoiler alert. You want to know how Jake gets into Midworld? I'll tell you right now. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know how Jake actually gets to Midworld, I'll tell you right now. He fucking dies. He gets run over by a taxi. That's how he gets into Midworld. He didn't go into a haunted house and walk through a giant-ass portal. He fucking dies. That's how he gets to Midworld. So now he's there. Again, Roland looks like he's well too clean and dressed. This belt system right here that has, you know, the actual, the loops and you can just put in like that. I like that. I had a feeling that's the route they were going to go with. Now, his gun fu thing that he has going on, I'm okay with that because he's supposed to be so lightning fast that you barely see what he's doing at all with his guns because he's been training so hard. Okay. His entire life, the man's been alive for almost over 1,000 years. He's had plenty of time to hone his skills. This world, okay, so there, back up just a couple seconds here. This is, I'm imagining, maybe a dream sequence possibly of somebody imagining the Dark Tower series and it's breaking apart. So as you can see here, this is the tower. This has got to be a dream sequence right here. This is the tower falling and these lights that are coming off the side. Those are the beams that hold up the tower. So maybe the beams are failing and that's just like a dream version of that. What the fuck is this thing right here? Okay, so now we have the Man in Black. Honestly, I think that Matthew McConaughey is going to do a really good job with this. I think he's actually going to do a phenomenal job with that. So I don't know who these raiders are. Wait, what was that? Something hit a beam. What's that hitting the beam right there? Or is that just the light representation of the beam? Okay. Or was that a beam breaking? Was that a beam breaking? Is that what that was? Okay. So who the fuck are all those people that Roland and Jake are having a little meal with? I don't know. Again, look how fucking modern and light-filled New York is right there. It's supposed to take place way, way in the past. So this is Jake getting attacked by the house. Again, that doesn't happen for a long time. Maybe these people here are like humans who have subjugated themselves to Walter O'Dim. That's what I can imagine is right there. That scene right there looks pretty cool. Oh, somebody just subscribed to us on Twitch. Thank you so much. So, something else I'm noticing right here. It looks like from the get-go, Roland Deschain and Jake are going to hit it off. That's not how it happens in the books. In the books, again, like I said, everything from here is going to be spoilers, okay? So if you don't want anything spoiled, I would stop watching. So it looks like in this movie, Roland and Jake are going to hit it off immediately. In the books, Roland is using Jake as a means to move closer to the Man in Black who knows about the Dark Tower. So Roland actually lets Jake die in the first book. So I'm seeing a man who is already bonding with Jake in a way that he's not supposed to bond with him until later in the book series. So See that now that part right there is great. I'm seeing Roland Deschain. Yeah, he's not training him in this first. Oh, okay. So I get it. So this is going to be a moment. The Allstate guy is going to be his father. Okay, unless that is his teacher. So it's either going to be his father. I'm imagining it has to be his father. So he's going to be having dream sequences where his father, he's not going to forget the for sure because they look so much alike. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so yeah, that has to be his dad. So that's Stephen Deschain. Okay. That part right there, that's really fucking cool. It's going to be great. Oh. He's listening in. Is that Tull? Is that Tull? Shoots through everything. Did you see the fucking runes light glowing on his guns? All right. So there we go. Live stream's breaking up. Let's head up here and take a look. All right. So yeah, it looks like we're. I live in Missouri, and if you don't know, the storms have been killing like power and stuff. So I might be having a power fluctuation, and it might be taking out my internet. So that might be why this is not going so well. Having said that, we've been recording for over 30 minutes. We can go ahead and wrap up this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you wouldn't mind, please hit that subscribe button down there. Check up in the top right corner. You'll see a little card icon that'll take you over to the Flick Freak store. Catch you in the next video. Until next time, long days and pleasant nights to all of you gunslingers out there. And if you're wishing that upon me, may you have twice the number.